Oh my. This video is going to be so realistic because I literally don't have any ingredients. Okay, the one ingredient that I need the most is flour. And I thought I had flour, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm making my own out of oatmeal and I'll show you how. So all you're gonna need to do is just grab some plain oatmeal and just throw it into your food processor or blender and blend it. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna need 1/3 cup of self-rising flour. This is oat flour, so I'm gonna need to put baking powder, but I can't find the baking powder either. I have like tons of baking soda, no baking powder. So a substitute for that is actually yogurt. So I'm gonna put yogurt in instead. And I'm also gonna put in 2 tablespoons of this almond milk. And I'm actually gonna use this. It's Lebanese. I don't know if this is necessarily considered like a yogurt, but I think it is, so I'm gonna use that. So I'm just mixing this with my hands now. It's very sticky. I don't know if it's supposed to be sticky or not, but. Okay, so now you just want to flatten this out. I just did it in the palm of my hand. I also added some extra almond milk just because I felt that it was too sticky. So now is the fun part, and we're going to add the toppings. So obviously you'll want to use pizza sauce, but this video is very realistic. I don't have pizza sauce right now, so I'm using what's in my fridge. So I have some salsa that I'm going to use as a substitute. And I'm just gonna do about this much and spread it around there. This video is as real as it gets. Like, I did not have flour, I did not have baking powder. How could, like, oh my gosh. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, but I don't have time to look for it. And now I'm grating some cheese. Look at how pretty that is. So now the recipe says to put this in the microwave for about a minute, so I'm gonna go do that real quick. And I'm gonna eat some pickles with it. This is a brand new jar that I can't open. This video is going to be so realistic because I literally don't have any ingredients. But it just goes to show that you can make something out of basically nothing if you have nothing in your fridge. I love pickles. It smells like pizza in here. It smells like pizza. It's been a minute. Oh my. Okay, first of all, kind of a mess, but it looks kind of like a pizza. I'm gonna put some parsley just to make it look pretty. This is so cute. Okay, I'm gonna take a bite. That's good. I'm gonna put more cheese, hang on. Huh, it's hot. That's good. Tastes like a pizza pretty much. Nice and cheesy. It definitely needed more cheese than what I had originally put. Even though it looks like I put a lot earlier. Sorry, I'm not talking that much. I'm just hungry and I just like want to eat this. Grab a bite of pickle. I haven't had pickles in so long. I'm just hungry. Okay, let me actually review this thing. So if you have a pizza craving, this will probably satisfy it. The only thing about, not the recipe, but my version of it, because I had, you know, none of the ingredients apparently. I did it with oat flour. Oat flour tends to be a bit more grainy. I actually like the texture of oat flour, but If you don't like that, obviously most people are gonna stick to flour. Everybody has flour in the house, except for me. I really think you should try that recipe. I'm gonna link it below. It's by Emma's Goodies, I think. But yeah, so now I'm going to try another microwave pizza recipe by Emma's Goodies again, and this one is a mug cake recipe. Okay, so for the pizza mug cake recipe, like I said, it's also by Emma's Goodies. This is the recipe right here. It's a little bit different. We're gonna use butter, milk, flour again, baking powder, which I don't have again, but I'll do my substitutes, salt, cheese, pizza sauce, and herbs and extra toppings. Okay, so I'm doing 3 tablespoons of the flour. Again, I'm using oat because I don't have regular flour. And I also don't have proper measuring utensils. I've said this a million times in previous videos, but I'm just keeping it real here, okay? I'm using what I have. And I also think that oat flour measures differently than regular flour. But listen, we don't care in this house, okay? I'm just gonna work with what I have and hope for the best. And then now we just want a tablespoon of butter. I just cut this up into really tiny slices just so that way it cooks better. 2 tablespoons of milk, just like the last recipe. I'm gonna add maybe a half a tablespoon more. And then also 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, but again, I'm not gonna measure 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm just gonna plop the salt right in there. That should be good. And just like the other recipe, I'm going to add a little bit of yogurt as my substitute for baking powder. Okay, now I'm gonna add some cheese in there, and then we're gonna put this in for about 45 seconds to a minute. Okay, the pizza dough is out of the microwave. Now I'm just gonna add my pizza sauce, which is salsa. And that's pretty much the meal. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but it is a mug recipe. It's not supposed to look like a traditional pizza. And let's go in for a bite. Look at that cheesy goodness. Hopefully it's not too hot. This is good. You know? Very cheesy. Not the healthiest thing in the world, obviously. I think I like the other one better. It's just more satisfying because the other one has a crust. You can bite into it, whereas this one, you're just eating it with a spoon. Again, just like the other one, it satisfies that pizza craving. And if you don't have like the time or the ingredients to make a huge pizza, I think this is a great substitute. It's definitely not necessarily a 1-minute recipe, but it can turn into one if you make it often enough to like where you know what all the ingredients are and you kind of just throw it into the microwave. But it did leave my kitchen a mess. This is a disaster. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna clean this.